Hey, Adam here from Aerial Motion Photography, and in this video, I'm going to go over the Dolly Zoom effect on your DJI Mavic 2 Zoom. The Dolly Zoom is a push-pull effect where you're pushing in with the camera, but zooming or pulling out at the same time. And this is also called the Vertigo effect, and it was made famous by Alfred Hitchcock in his 1958 film Vertigo. And it creates distortion and emotion, and this is a Hollywood style effect that's built into these DJI Mavic 2 Zooms, and it's a really easy thing to execute. In this video, I'm going to go over the steps, tips and tricks, and also how to take your Dolly Zoom to the next level. If that sounds like something you're into, hit that thumbs up button, and let's get started. When choosing an object, find something where the foreground and background have some distance. This will really create that dramatic and that distorted look. The Dolly Zoom effect can be found in the quick shot mode. So to get there, you're going to click the controller icon, go over to quick shots, and then all the way at the end, you'll see Dolly Zoom. When you select Dolly Zoom, now you have the ability to draw a box around any object, click go, and it will start doing the Dolly Zoom. Before you push go to start your Dolly Zoom, make sure there isn't anything behind the drone that it can crash into. The drone is actually going to go 4 times the amount away from the object and come back. So if there's anything behind it, it can crash into it. So make sure there aren't any obstacles behind the drone.
3, 2, 1.
As a photographer, I love shooting ocean shots and especially shots of boats. So here I am filming the Queen Mary. This is a giant ship. So to be able to fit it in with a Dolly Zoom, you need to make sure the angle you're going to be taking is a 3/4 angle. Because if you do it from too far perpendicular to it, you're only going to see about half of the boat. And if you do it straight on, it's going to look really weird because you'll just see the smokestacks and everything will just kind of get like squished. So I recommend the 3/4 shot. I will do multiple times just to see what looks better. And when you're flying around with Dolly Zoom in, you'll see this green dot. And what it's doing is it's just showing every location that you could do the Dolly Zoom. Water towers are a really cool thing to shoot. Since they're higher up than everything, it's safe. And also with the background being so far from the foreground, it really exaggerates the distance and gets that maximum distortion. I love these kind of shots because it's so pretty with the water underneath it. The focus is still on the tower, but the water's moving. Here's a cool water tower nearby, super simple, just pointing at it. Dolly Zoom. It looks really cool. It brings the background in, so you can see in the background it's the ocean with ships. Here I am just cruising around seeing the angles, looking at the sunlight. The pyramids were crazy to shoot. I think it's because there's so many different angles and it's hard to know what direction and what to focus on. The way this one shot came about, it looks like the pyramid's just growing out of nowhere, and then you can see the background with the fields and the pool in the back. That's really, really cool. I say this a lot in my other videos. Before I do a shot, I always like to check the surroundings. And even though you might know without spinning around, there's nothing worse than crashing your drone into a tree, breaking it, getting it lost. So just for my own peace of mind, I always do a 360 before I do any of these shots. I love choosing the ocean as a background because there's nothing more dramatic than choosing the end of the world as your background. So it's starting out at the building, and remember it's going to go back 4 times the amount of distance that it starts out with. As it's going back, I'm looking through the screen, everything looks good, it's getting an amazing shot, really cool distortion, but you can see right here in the right hand side, I see the crane, and I start to freak out because I don't know what the distance is because everything's distorted to begin with, but I look up line of sight, and I'm like, that's pretty darn close. I'm thinking, where did that crane come from? I looked, I spun around, I did my checking. When I was looking through the footage afterwards, I noticed the crane was moving. And I'm like, come on, why didn't I think of that? Why did I think the crane was just gonna stay in one place? So pro tip, check to see if the heavy machinery is on while you're doing your shoot. Just to get you guys dialed on your Dolly Zooms, we're gonna do this one more time. You're gonna click on the controller icon. That's gonna take you to quick shots. Dolly Zoom, bottom right, click OK. And then with your finger, you can draw with the box around it. I know you guys know the drill by now. You click
3,
OK.
2, 1.
And that's how you do it. To take your Dolly Zoom game to the next level, I think mid-ground is important. We've talked about the foreground and the background being important to create that distortion. At the end of the Dolly Zoom, the mid-ground becomes the new background. And I think if you can get that to line up with the foreground, like in this video right here, it's really cool. It almost looks like you could jump off the roof onto this island. I don't know if mid-ground game is anything or if I'm just onto it, but how strong is your mid-ground game? Hit up the comments. And that concludes this video on how to do a dolly zoom with your DJI Mavic 2 Zoom. If you found this video entertaining or educational, give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe down below and check those notifications. I'm going to be pushing out content on Thursdays, so keep your eyes peeled for that. If you have any questions, comments, tips, leave them down below. Also, if you have any links to your dolly zooms, I want to check those out. What I really like about the YouTube platform is the communication factor, so let's keep those channels flowing. As always, my name's Adam. Fly safe, take care, peace.